Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight is Open Lines Night. Yes, haven't done this in a while. Not ITC Spirit Box stuff. We just had one of I just got done editing. I shouldn't say it was that long ago, but we had the Halloween show. We did the Spirit Box stuff and open lines up to talk to the spirits. I don't think we're going to do that tonight. I did finish editing, maybe if we think about it. And it'll probably be a shorter show. But tonight we'll just get into whatever you guys want to talk about. Touch base. Haven't talked to you guys in a while, just about anything. Call in, discuss whatever. If you want to get into politics, you can. I really don't care. I hate them all. That's all you need to know. But we can talk about whatever you want. I love more paranormal side of things if you want to talk about that. Tell me your paranormal experiences, ghost stories, UFO, Bigfoot sighting, dogmen. I don't know. Gnomes, elves, I don't know. It's again the holiday season. Have you ever seen a gnome or an elf or something like that? I don't care. You call in, we're going to talk about whatever. That's what Open Lines is. I have no screening phone calls because I have cheap phone calls set up. It's not my choice. I loved our bell. You never had a phone screener, so you got whatever. Please keep me still, up on all the social media sites and don't get me banned if you call in. Keep it nice and respectful. No swearing. Remember that. If you call in tonight, we don't swear. We keep it PG-13. All right, guys, we got a lot of weird to get to in the World Wide Web of Weird. Wow, I messed that up as well. And after our news segment, we will open up the phone lines right away. You can join the conversation, but let's go ahead and get rolling on into it. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. As I said before, I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight, no guest. Tonight is Open Lines. You are the guest. All you. Yes, you. And you. Yes, you. Yes, anybody watching right now, you can call in, join the conversation after. Not right now. Actually, not right now. We're going to do our World Wide Web of Weird news segment here in a minute. But after our commercial break, we'll come back, open up the phone lines, and we're just going to talk for a while. I haven't got to talk to you guys. We'll talk with you in the chat room, too, because we can see your guys' lovely comments there. Hi, Heather. Yeah, hello, Zach, man, Zach. I can see you guys. I love the beauty of StreamYard. So we can talk that way, too. I can talk to you in the chat room. That's fine. I understand people don't want to call, but I'd love to hear from some of you tonight if you want to call in. Like I said, probably be a shorter show. I'm still 2 weeks out, still having major sinus issues and drainage, and you might even hear my voice is a bit, I guarantee by the end when I say I'm done, my voice is going to sound like crap because I've been doing that at night. I start to lose my voice as I get if I stay up too late, which doing this show, I stay up too late. So just pre-warn you, probably a shorter show tonight. Joining me as always is my beautiful co-host, Jamie D. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
I'm doing well, thank you. And I've got that weekly nose congestion myself. So
I know. Almost looks
Bear
like you
with
got the
me there.
Wednesday Addams hair. Is it only one braid? I can't see because it's black. You need to do the two braids. You got the two braids?
I got my two
You got the two
braids.
braids. We should talk about that. You watched Wednesday?
I have started watching it. It's
Oh, I
really,
don't.
really
No
cute.
spoilers. No spoilers to anybody. I finished it. My sons
I've only
absolutely
seen
loved
two.
the show. Okay, well, Dean and Liam loved it. They loved it.
And
I
I'm
loved it.
normally
It was
not
good.
into that type of stuff like Harry Pottery and all that, but I really
Yeah,
like
it's
it. And
good.
I have been doing this before Wednesday.
Yeah, well, she's like a little female Dexter. That's what I love her. It's a good show. All right, joining me from St. Augustine, Florida, himself is Rob Autry. How you doing tonight, Rob? You're muted, Rob. That's how you're doing.
I'm doing good.
So tonight, everything goes. It's open lines. Jamie, I want you to talk about what you brought up right before the show is the mysterious 5 engines blowing up in the police's or the president's motorcade, police, something like that. You can talk about that. I didn't get to read anything on it. I only heard about it. Rob, anything you want to bring up tonight? We will after the World Wide Web Weird. I have a couple extra articles after. There's no photos or anything, just a couple extra articles maybe we'll cover. Like I said, shorter show tonight, probably, guys, just because I know I'll probably be losing my voice as we get to the end. A lot to get to, so let's go ahead and roll into the World Wide Web of Weird. Tonight on the World Wide Web of Weird, yeah, that was really loud tonight, wasn't it? We're going to the continuing story of Elon Musk wanting to put chips in people's brains. Yes, Neuralink, right? We've talked about this a lot just to scare you. It's got good scary headlines. It is scary, but I always say, I want to preface this now. I don't like the idea of people putting chips in the brain, but there is good reasons for it. There is good reasons. We'll get into that in this article. But Elon Musk wants to test Neuralink on humans now. We're within 6 months. Remember, it was just last year we were talking about putting these chips in monkey brains. For those listening on the Paranormal Soup radio network, we are a webcast. We stream out live to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And we're, streaming live for the people watching on the Paranormal Soup radio on Talkstream, the Paranormal Radio app. If you just ever want to just listen, we're on there. And there's also some people to know ever listen to that there's a 24/7 channel that runs all these old shows that we did. I have not updated in a long time. Reason being is the way I was editing in that program failed on me, and I've not been able to edit the audio, and it takes a lot of time to update that radio channel. So it is a lot of reruns. If you listen to it for a while, you'll be like, I've heard this one before. I'm sorry. Eventually, I will figure it out and get time to update that radio channel. All right, so let me pull up this first thing here. Neuralink. Yeah, we've talked about this. We talked about him putting the chips in monkey brains and all that stuff, right? He is a mad scientist, man. We can get into tonight on Open Lines about Elon Musk and the Twitter thing, whatever. We don't have to talk about the paranormal. We can talk about society, cultural things going on. I don't care. I just hate politics, just so you know. All right, so the tech engineer, or entrepreneur, not engineer, showcased footage of monkeys typing using only their brains at an event earlier this week. Having previously been described by Musk as an answer to the existential threat of an artificial intelligence surpassing our own capabilities, Neuralink would work in enabling people to control computers using nothing but their own thoughts, has certainly raised a few eyebrows in recent years. So the way to be AI is to become AI machine, join the machine, right? That's the solution, right? At a glance, it may seem like an unnecessary exercise and dabbling a bit too far beyond the line that most people are likely to feel comfortable with. Wow, he's really good at that. However, it does have the potential to make great strides in improving the lives of those with a variety of debilitating medical conditions ranging from locked-in syndrome to paralysis. So this is the thing, though. I do love this research because one, the research they're doing, I mean, they were going to be able to help somebody who has never seen before see. I'm not against. Are you against that? I'm not. There are good things these things can be used for. What the fear is people that don't need these in their brains. They're getting these to enhance themselves to be something more than their natural human brain is. And maybe that's great. You know, I'm a sci-fi fan. There's a little mad scientist in me that loves that idea, you know, like Superman, you know, like the $1 Million Man. But all he needs is a chip in his brain, right? I don't know. I just think if we do it, if we cross that line and we start putting chips in our brain, it's all over. I just think we're going to end up, the end of some horrible Black Mirror episode is going to be our reality.
And my
Honestly.
only problem with it, and I'm with you, like, in the right hands with the right intent, this can do wonderful things. I already know people who have compartments in their body for like their bladder, their kidneys, you know, things like this where it gets swapped out, batteries, like that. But again, with anything technology, it can be hacked. There can be glitches.
That's what I'm saying.
In the wrong hands, somebody could use it for whatever reason. So I'm always looking at that end of thing.
Right. I mean, like I said, go watch Black Mirror. Any season, you'll find a few episodes at least to really clarify why we probably shouldn't do it. Why we probably shouldn't do it.
I'm with the school of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Hey, look, this is why I like Star Trek. They make androids and they have artificial intelligence. And people like Geordie LaForge, who's blind, has a device that helps him see. Now that it seems kind of not so legit since we can do stuff that's probably, he would need a visor. But, you know, eventually he does get like some kind of thing. That's great. But do you see like Captain Picard walking around with, you know, a chip in his brain, or Riker, or I know I'm a geek, but I'm just saying they strive to be the best humans they can be, but human. You know what I'm saying? They don't artificially put anything in it unless they're debilitated in some way. I think Gene Roddenberry understood that even back then, you know. They did some episodes, I think, you know, that kind of cover that too, besides Black Mirror. I just think we shouldn't cross that line. You know, people are like, Elon Musk could be the Antichrist, the mark of the beast. At least some people lose their minds over the Twitter stuff, you know.
He's a brilliant madman.
He's doing stuff. I'm laughing, but this is my thing. Just like I said to everybody who's behind people like Trump, don't make these people into your saviors or heroes.
Exactly.
They're human, and trust me, they're very flawed. They're very flawed people. Maybe he's doing some really cool things right now and agitating the people you don't like. That's great, sure. But nobody's perfect, and you will be disappointed. Never meet your heroes. He's not my hero. He's doing things I think are awesome sometimes, and he's doing things I think are a bit concerning, you know? That's just the honesty of it. I mean, so don't make anybody your nobody's going to save us. Nobody's going to save us. Elon Musk is not going to save you, okay? He's helping the cause for some people, I see. I love the Hunter Biden laptop files getting exposed. That's great. Let's move on. But I just want to remind people, don't trust anyone. That's X-Files. They taught you anything. Okay, move on. You know, imagine having a chip in your brain and then somebody hacks it and starts pranking you. Well, this is a story. Mischievous teen revealed to be source of paranormal activity in haunted Indian woman's home. Or her, not her home, but just haunting her. After being tormented by eerie activity, and this was from Tim Binnell, Coast to Coast, in her home for the last few months, a woman in India is breathing a sigh of relief after authorities determined the strangeness has been caused by a teenage troublemaker rather than an unruly spirit. According to a local media report, the weird case began earlier this year when the victim, identified as Sancha, I'll say that, purchased a new phone and began receiving peculiar message on the device. The notes, she said, seemingly accurately predicted future events that would happen in her home, such as lights turning on and off, as well as other electronics being unexpectedly disrupted. The woman understandably grew increasingly agitated as these digital premonitions appeared on her phone over the next several months, and then she eventually began to entertain some of the rather fantastic theories for what might be behind them. Specifically, she postulated that perhaps the activity could be a paranormal in nature, that she had become trapped in some kind of electronic simulation gone awry. Eventually, Sancha settled upon a human suspect in the case, reporting to police that her estranged husband had somehow been controlling all the devices in her residence by nefarious means. When authorities looked into the case, they soon found that Sancha's accusation against her former partner was unfounded, though not altogether incorrect as far as what could be behind the unsettling activity. Cops investigating the matter quickly zeroed in on a boy who lives near the woman, and upon being questioned, the youngster confessed to being the culprit. When asked why he had been harassing Sancha, the 14-year-old offered the sort of sullenest answer one might expect from a teenager or sociopath, telling the police that he just felt like it. Authorities later discovered that he had managed to pull off the haunting by way of ghostly pranks after he had learned from watching YouTube videos. So he hacked her. He hacked her home security probably system, was tied to her. He hacked her Wi-Fi. That's how he got into her phone, got into her home system. Imagine if you had a chip in your brain and somebody hacked all that and hacked your brain. That would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Because there's some, sociopathic youngsters out there, going to mess with you. It felt like it. Okay, let's move on. Some real ghost stuff, hopefully. All right, paranormal, and this is one I was going to have, and I somehow missed having it in. Paranormal investigator snaps face of ghost child at haunted fort. Waterman, who's part of a paranormal investigation known as Hunter Tours, has decided to spend the night at a notoriously haunted building with some of his colleagues to look for evidence of the other side. Exploring the pitch-black corridors of the fort, using nothing but a torchlight, they heard something and shuffling around in the darkness. Grabbing his camera, Waterman took a few photographs but saw nothing untoward. We did a Ouija board. We were calling out to see if there were any spirits in the area, and a little child came through on the board. They spelled out the letters. We said, "Are you a little boy?" And it went to yes. He said that he died when he was a little boy. On examining the photographs afterwards, they realized he may have actually captured the boy on camera. I skipped past the photo and went, hang on a minute, and zoomed in and lightened it up, and it came up as a little face, he said. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. I don't know if I put a photo to it. I probably didn't put a photo to in there. I think I forgot. Darn it, I forgot to put a zoom in. It is a little face of a kid. I mean, it seems like a little face of a kid in the dark. That is creepy.
Yeah.
While the shape of the image does look like a young child as his face, it's not possible to rule out that it could simply be a face or pareidolia, the brain's natural tendency. Yeah, we know what pareidolia is. I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting, though. I mean, to me, I don't think that's pareidolia. That's either that looks like a face, a child's face. All right, let's move on. Here's another good ghost photo. This is a TikTok thing. Get rid of TikTok. Get rid of TikTok. We can talk about that tonight. What's your thoughts on them trying to ban TikTok? They need to. Who says death has get in the way of a good family reunion? About a year after his grandmother passed away, she appeared in a photo taking a family reunion. The family gathered together at the house that the grandma lived in her whole life and decided to take a group picture in front of the beloved home. Later, when they went back to look at it, they discovered a face in the window, a face that was clearly their grandmother's. Next to the ghostly face, there's a wet paint sign that the granddaughter says was further proof there wasn't a physical body present. When they checked the painted floor in that area, there were no footprints to explain who was looking out at them while the picture was taken. The whole family is convinced the spirit of their grandma is still with them, enjoying the home she always lived in. I mean, either somebody is put that in there on the family, with an app, or which I doubt somebody would do to a grieving family. I think it, I've seen pictures like this. It's like, it looks like it could be so fake, like somebody superimposed it, but I trust the story.
Yeah, it looks.
I don't think that's pareidolia because you see the color. I mean, there's color.
Or reflection in the glass.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't look like just like a photo, like she's taking like it came from like a Kmart studio photo shoot, with the family. You know what I'm saying? Or, like it was the photo up on the wall, the family member, doesn't it? I mean, it's very blurry, I know, but like the way it's just the pose is, like she's there for a photo shoot with her family. I don't know. I thought it was cool. Yeah. I hope it's true. That'd be awesome. Because I think that is the time when people have the most contact, is when a loved one's just passed. And I know I saw my grandmother, in a mirror, so maybe I definitely think this is possible. All right.
They say that looks like their grandma?
Yeah. They went and they saw it right after they took it, and they went and looked and saw that there was no footprints where the they had painted the floor, so there should be nobody in there either. Plus the size of it, look at them. Should be giant grandma.
Big.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like somebody superimposed it on there. And I would generally call out shenanigans, but when it's a family thing like this, it's hard for me to think that. You know, nobody's going to do that to their family. Nobody wants to mess like that around. Okay, we got some more animal mutilations in Colorado. They're struggling to explain strange incident when a whopping 40 cattle were found dead under mysterious circumstances. According to a local media report, the curious case began back in October after Lenny Klingensmith of the LK Ranch near the community of Mercer discovered that 18 of his calves had been mysteriously killed. His initial assessment of the situation was that the animals had fallen victim to a ferocious pack of wolves. That's a lot for wolves. However, then another 22 dead cattle were found on the property. The rancher and authorities were left with more questions than answers. Examination of the downed cattle by Colorado Parks and Wildlife officials found that just 5 of the animals showed signs of having been a victim of a wolf attack. Deepening the mystery surrounding the case is that the carcasses were not feasted upon by the creatures, which would normally happen if they were a culprit, and an exhaustive investigation of the surrounding area showed no tracks that could be attributed to wolves. It's perplexing, it's confusing, it's frustrating trying to figure out exactly what occurred in this incident, laminated CPW Northwest Regional Director Travis Black. We have no evidence of wolves in that area. I mean, this is a lot. I mean, this is a lot of money for this rancher.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, that's their livelihood just gone, and no explanation. You know, wolves are not going to kill that many like that. It's just not going to happen. And then they would feast on them. And we've been seeing a lot of these stories pop up again lately. It seems like it's my notice from doing the Worldwide Web of Weird. We've had quite a few in the last several months. So is there? I wonder. I would love to have a guest on this topic because I am not a knowledgeable person on cattle mutilations. I've read about it. I'm into the UFO field, but are these things on some kind of cycle? Like they go away for a while, come back, or is this just continuous and just some which news pick it up and some don't? I don't know, but it seems like it's back and forth. And why? Why?
Yeah.
Why? What is the purpose? Not enough rectal cores for their collection. I mean, how many cow lips and rectal cores and eyeballs do you need? I mean, eventually enough is enough. Get your own goddamn farm, aliens. You go become, you could get a plot of land and, pretend to be humans, get your cattle, and you just take them up. Why you got to mess with these poor ranchers? I'm serious, though. It sucks. That sucks for these ranchers, man. Yeah. The vegans out there are like, screw them. I'm sorry,
all the methane in the world.
Global warming. Yeah. You see that the farmers are pissed off about the Burger King
cow
ads.
farts.
Yeah. Because it is a bunch of crap. It is a bunch of crap. Cow farts. Come on. God damn people. Okay, let's move on. We're running out of time here. Well, we got all the time we can. I can always carry stuff on, and I got some extra articles, actually. What is up next? Oh, yeah, I saw this one. We've had some of this guy's, who is it? I forgot that does these. Oh, Scott Waring. He always is spotting stuff on Mars. And this one, I will give him, I don't, there's a ton I've seen by him and others. I'm just like, I don't know about this one. I don't know if you can zoom in on this, Rob. Anomaly Hunter, this is from Tim Binnell, Coast to Coast. Scouring NASA images from Mars, spotted a peculiar formation which seems to resemble a toppled statue. The UFO researcher Scott Waring noticed the unusual object in a photo that was captured by the space agency's Curiosity rover back in November. While zooming in on the sizable source image, which provided an expansion look at the Martian horizon, he caught sight of a face like none he had ever before found. Oh, shoot, there goes my article. That's not the right article. Go back. Sorry. I lost where I am. I totally lost where I am. Well, anyways, I don't know if you were able to zoom in on that more or not, but it does look like something like, and this doesn't do it justice. Go to, there, it's good.
And it looks like it broke off the top. Like there's a piece on the top that looks like this could have broke and like rolled over.
It does have some kind of features that seem carved a little bit.
Yeah, like the hat on it goes inwards,
even
like
eyes
and
like a mouth. It very seems similar to our own, like Mayan kind of carvings. I don't know.
Yeah, like how would a rock grow like up this way, and then all of a sudden, like, cut, like that.
Yeah, like I said, I only cover the Mars stuff I really think is interesting. There's a lot. I just think is pareidolia. You know, it's just us matrixing what we think it looks like. There's no way to really know. And I'm not saying this. That's not. You know, I'm not saying this isn't this either. But this one I thought was kind of interesting. All right, we got to move on. We're gonna run out of time. Well, not really. We had one more. Here we go. I wish I had a RoboCop clip to play, but the last time I played it, I got like a strike for it. I'm just like, it's just an audio clip from RoboCop. San Francisco police can now kill people with robots. Yay! No, I don't. God. The rule proposal passed 8-3, and civil rights groups worry a Rubicon has been crossed. You really think? Yeah. A robot can't be racist. You know, this is gonna shoot whoever. Watch RoboCop. Watch the robot they get in there. The San Francisco Police Department can now legally kill people with robots. The Board of Supervisors voted 8-3 to give police that power on Tuesday, rebuffing critics who described the further militarization of domestic police. Let me get this right. San Francisco is pretty much a Democrat run.
Oh, it is. Pretty much all.
But I thought we'd defund the police, not give them killer robots.
Well, I think
Right?
that's to take the place of the police.
This world's crazy. This world's crazy. I am against killer robots as police force at all. That should be a no-brainer, especially for liberals who decry police violence. To give them killer robots seems like something's happened.
We can't correct a human being knowing when to make certain decisions still. How is a robot going to figure all that out? And again comes in the glitching and the hacks.
Defund the police. No, listen. Okay, and then we're gonna give them killer robots. Like none of these people have seen RoboCop. None of these people have seen RoboCop. Come on.
They haven't thought it was a good idea.
There's so many things in RoboCop I see coming true. I'm like, oh my god. It's such a cheesy movie. You think none of that would really happen. Here we are, San Francisco killer robots. Robots that can save people's lives and defuse bombs and non-lethal
or going
things.
to like hostage situations, you know,
right in a hostage
standoffs.
situation. Yeah, crowd control. No, f you. Because I know where that could go. It could be non-lethal, but still be very detrimental to people. I'm not even for that. I don't want drones flying in surveilling us all the goddamn time. We already got enough cameras.
I see Dubai and the dogs. They have the dog security, and they're so creepy looking. The creepy dogs.
China's used their whole social media network to basically, shut everybody down.
Yeah,
track
and
all
they
the students
can track
protesting.
every single person. They know everybody's face, facial recognition. They know where every single person goes.
Yeah, go look up TikTok. Why you should not have it on your phone. I can't tell you more how often, how much I could decry them. And that's it. That's it. That's all. That's all. I gotta get my Festivus pull out now. All right. I got some grievances here. No. I want you guys to join the conversation. We can get into anything. Like I said, I hate politics, so you want to get into that. You're probably not going to like my opinion, but we will be back. Open phone lines after this commercial break. We're going to talk for a little while. Don't think I'll do the full 3-hour show tonight. We'll see. We'll see what we get into, how long it goes. No ITC tonight. We just did that not long ago. Just want to talk. Just have some fun. Me, Jamie, Rob, we'll talk about whatever. You guys good? I missed last Wednesday's show, and I wanted to watch it so I could carry on from what you guys did. I was asleep, so I am so sorry. I had got to be up at 6 a.m., so I missed some of them. I didn't get to see it. I really wish I could have saw it last Wednesday, so you can fill me in on what I missed, maybe, too, a little bit. Check out Weird Wednesdays, Wednesday night with Jamie and Rob, by the way. They do a live show. You should check it out every Wednesday night. Much better live show than mine. When we come back from the short commercial break.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do voices from beyond the cold case files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Of the second kind, physical evidence of a UFO. Close encounters of the third kind, contact. From Steven Spielberg, the director of Jaws, comes one of the most ambitious and unusual films ever made. And what you will see has never been seen before. It's a cosmic mystery crossing what many scientists believe will be the next threshold of human experience. It is called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It begins in an Indiana town and leads to one inescapable conclusion. We are not alone. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Certificate A. Now showing at the Odeon, Leicester Square.
The international chart-topping Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest has been described as terrifyingly real, a must-read, shocking and chilling brilliance, genuinely worrying, utterly frightening. Don't read before bed. Described as one of the spookiest writers out there, best-selling author G.L. Davies presents Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest, the true paranormal account that is shocking the world. Dare you enter? Dare you read? Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, and wherever books are sold. Pray you never have to live there.
This is the sound of a space clock aboard a U.S. satellite 180 miles above the Earth. No one winds up this timepiece. It's powered by a tiny battery, a battery that delivers power for years without replacement. Now the same type of battery, the Duracell battery, can bring new reliability and long life to your battery-operated equipment. Radios, cameras, toys, all run far longer. Duracell batteries, the long-distance power cells, outlast any ordinary battery. The same type of battery that keeps space clocks running for years can bring long life to anything powered by batteries. Dura, as in durable. Cell, as in power cell. The Duracell battery, made by Mallory.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Switch to DCS ranging.
240, nominal to profile.
We're in the pipe, 5 by 5.
for listening to Paranormal Soup, bringing you the weird every Sunday night. Call into the show and join the discussion. The call-in lines are 219-230-4444 or 260-225-9419, or by Skype caller ID Jblandoo or Jblandparanormalsoup. And now to your host, Jason Bland.
Tonight is Open Lines Night. Yes, it is. That's why I don't usually play that bumper in that spot, or the Rob's phone audio. But those are the lines to call in, and I am opening up the phone lines right now. So they are open. You can join the conversation. We'll get right into it, into whatever. I mean, we're really going to talk about whatever. Like I said, probably be a shorter show tonight. I want to get in. Jamie mentioned something before we were getting ready for the show about this weird story about 5 Secret Service cars blowing up. I heard about it. It's wrecking her brain trying to figure this mystery out. So we can get into that. Maybe you guys have heard about it. Other things, whatever you want to talk about. I love hearing your stories, especially the paranormal ones. Love to hear your calls about that tonight. That'd be great. Anything goes tonight, though. It is open lines. Remember, no cursing when you call in. We keep a clean show, right? I don't have a bumper. So don't make me hang up on you and block you and do all that. Please, be nice. Be nice. Be cool. Just be cool, man. Call in. Join the conversation. That's what we're doing tonight. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. All right. We do have some extra articles, too, to go over. But, Jamie, I have not found an article yet, or I saw one and I lost it, and I didn't get to read on this. So what were you talking to me about? I've heard about it, so I know I'm a little familiar with it. But the 5 Secret Service vehicles that mysteriously blew up, all the engines blew up, is just bad rental, or what was going on?
Well, they at first it was believed that the Biden family, while they were in Nantucket, were to be driven around in these cars. Then it comes out that the 5 Secret Service agents were driving these vehicles. So they went to return them. They dropped them off at the airport. I believe it was 17 feet from the aviation fuel tanks. I don't remember the gallons of fuel. So all 5 of them were parked nose to nose, and someone spotted a fire. And just the only damage were to the front of these cars, just the engine blocks. One of them, I can't remember, and of course they're not electric, because I thought, are they electric? No, they just want us to buy them. They don't actually drive them. The vehicles were a Ford Explorer, a Chevy Suburban, an Infiniti.
Oh, so they weren't all the same make.
Q880, and a Ford Expedition, a Jeep Gladiator. One of these actually were being recalled because it could start a fire, and I'm trying to remember which one.
Could it have been just the one car that caught on fire and all the other ones caught on fire?
No, because they all caught on fire at the same exact time, and all these engines were cold. It wasn't even on. Okay, the Ford Expedition had a safety recall where something could catch on fire, but because of the circumstances, I wouldn't have, because it was cold. So it was just these vehicles. When I was reading some updates earlier at break, somebody did say that it could be that the Secret Service did that themselves to blow up any onboard computer systems to hide, like, where they were or what was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think they'd have something more technological, advanced spy tech or whatever.
And since when do we rent cars? And so anyway, Secret Service, they're not investigating. They're just like, oh, well, it's Hertz rental car that is investigating this going on. So they go drop these cars off. It's only been in Secret Service's hands. And this happens, of course, in my brain. I'm thinking, are they going to blame that on Trump? Was it going to be an assassination attempt on the president? What are they doing? Did Secret Service do that as like a distraction? Because they're the ones with the cars. So it does kind of make sense to me to blow up the computers, but why go through all that? They have their vehicles, they're close by. their own stuff. So why were they renting these vehicles out?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know they would be renting vehicles. You'd think they'd have their own
And they
Secret Service
do.
line of cars.
They
But I guess,
fly them
to
in.
get... Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I mean, if they didn't have like an office there with backup cars, they use, what was it, Hirsch rental cars? Great advertisement for them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's just really weird, and it's weird that they're not wanting to talk about it. I mean, it's obviously kind of a big deal, I would think. And it's a good thing that they didn't blow up them gas tanks, fuel tanks.
The cars would have had to suicided themselves. Maybe that's...
Yeah.
The headline had been, cars suicided themselves.
Definitely.
They unalived theirself.
But isn't it sad that's a joke in society? Because there's so much... I mean, it's just a joke.
We're just like so desensitized to it.
Right. It's just norm. Okay,
Totally.
we got some. I knew he was biting at the bit to call in. How you doing tonight, Zach?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. How you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm all right. Just enjoying the madness, I guess. I don't know. The world seems like it's lost its lid.
Well,
really
yeah,
has.
exactly. I mean, it really has, and I've noticed it in the past couple of years, and this year definitely has certainly hit a new mile marker for sure. I really missed you guys last week. I didn't call into the show. I had another engagement going on, but I just lit up a nice Pappy Van Winkle cigar, a $15 stick that I got for free last Friday. So I figured since I'm calling in to open lines night, I'm going to enjoy myself a nice cigar with some tea.
Yeah, that sounds nice. At least it was free, too. It's not $15 actually up in smoke. Mine's up in vape, sadly.
Mine's
expensive.
It's up. It'll be up in smoke when I'm done with it.
Yeah, man, I'm just saying, like, there's so much craziness going on in the world right now. Like, did you watch? I shared it on my channel, and immediately, and I'm afraid to even say the title of the documentary, but immediately Facebook put on, this is false information or whatever, misinformation, and threatened me. It was, did you see the Died Suddenly? A documentary I shared
not
up?
Seen it.
Oh, go look that up. I don't get into it. Go look into it. I even saw Tim Pool talking about this, which kind of shocked me. You know, he doesn't like to get into that crazy stuff too much, but I even saw him talking about it and get into it. Go watch that documentary, Zach, and then you tell me what you think.
It's misinformation.
I'll definitely
It's fact.
Yeah.
Well, now that you say it's misinformation, I definitely want to check it out.
Then
I'm getting more truth out of it than what I see on Facebook.
Well, then even I saw Dr. Drew, who, for me, I used to listen in the 90s to Dr. Drew on the radio. You remember Dr. Drew on the radio? Anybody would remember that? You know, him and who was his co-host? They did a long time standing radio show. So I'd listen to him, you know. Dr. Drew now has, his own TV show or something like that. And they had a couple different professionals, that are trying to get the word out about basically stuff that's in that documentary. They don't even mention that documentary, but it basically backs up a lot of what's going on in that documentary. And I shared that, and Facebook put a little COVID vaccine warning thing on it. I'm like, it's Dr. Drew.
Didn't they go after him a couple of years ago and all that because he claimed that the Clintons had some kind of mental disorder or something like that? I thought I remember just reading about something like that a couple of years ago.
He probably did. I don't know. He's not off the mark there. But I think all these people on all sides, Republican, Democrat, have mental disorders. You got to be, to put yourself in that position that they put themselves in. They got to be mental.
Yeah, that's why I'm not in politics.
Exactly. You're nuts if you do. Like Kanye West, and he's going to run for president. That's when you knew he's insane.
Kanye's just a victim of the Kardashian curse when you think about it. Just, I think some kind of witch doctor over in Los Angeles put a curse on Robert Kardashian to curse his wife and all of his daughters for some
I've heard
reason.
that.
When you think about it, okay, what happened to Lamar Odom? He got a DUI and he ended up in jail. Let's see, Kanye went off the freaking rails and he's an anti-Semite now. and Bruce turned
Dude,
into a woman.
you know you've gone too extreme when Alex Jones is trying to shut you down, like disagree with you, like, dude, seriously, like, chill, don't say that, you know, like, oh my God, I saw the clips from Alex Jones of Yee and his mask or whatever, like Yee is what his name is. I'm sorry, I hate Kanye West. I don't care about Kanye West as a person. I hate his music. I can't stand. I hear a Kanye West song, I'm like, who is this? This is horrible. I'm like, oh, it's Kanye or Yee, or I'm like, oh, turn that off. It is just garbage. Hot garbage. How did this guy? You had him sold his soul to get there. You know, again, I know a lot of people are like, only thing I would say respect him is the guy who speaks his mind. You know, good for him. You know, but now, you know. He spoke his mind. He spoke his mind. We know what you think. Okay.
Well, and also, it's kind of ironic now that Pete Davidson is now doing, you know, commercials over for Taco Bell. There's a reason why they're only shooting him from the waist up and all that, because I guarantee you, by whatever happens to him next, he's really going to be crapping his pants.
Oh, dear God. I don't even know what people see in that guy. It looks like Beetlejuice. I don't know. I don't know. This is the crazy world. You know, that's what's hot now. You know, yeah, that guy there that looks like he's, you know, like trying to look like Beetlejuice. Yeah, I guess like all the Hollywood women are just like adoring this.
Yeah, that would
looks a guy like he just woke up on my couch, and I'm like, get the hell out of my house, dude. Put the bong down. Get out of the house. You're not living on my couch anymore. That kind of guy. Or Post Malone. He looks like a scrubby, dirty guy. Like, just looks nasty. Like I can smell him through the picture. And you know, like somehow, like that's what's hot now. I don't know. I don't know. It's a confusing world. Like I said, anything goes. We talk about whatever. It's my Festivus poll. I'm gonna put it down and just complain about all this stuff tonight about the world. I'm gonna air my grievances. Why does Kanye West even have a career? You know. Like I said, I could respect the guy for, you know, standing up, saying whatever he thinks and putting everything on the line. Obviously, he has. But, you know, the problem is I think he's mentally has issues. He's open about it, and people are using him. You know, as typical Hollywood.
Typical Hollywood.
Yeah, he's been used. He's being used. They're putting, it's like putting, you know, a dementia patient up as president. And
he's been trying to speak out about that, and there's so many other actors that have.
Yeah, but you know, this is what happens. That's what I always say. You know, like, hey, you can enjoy an act. You can enjoy a musician's music. You can enjoy an actor's film. Don't give a crap about what they say publicly, because they're just actors or musicians. Publicly, and what they say in life is probably going to be stupid. Doesn't make them geniuses. They might be good actors. They might be good musicians, but
yeah. I mean, it's like Kanye West is having his, like, Owen Benjamin moment and all that. So he's having a big old public meltdown, and next thing you know, he's going to go build a compound out.
All I keep thinking about is South Park called this out years ago with that episode with, who was it that they were, Lindsay Lohan? Whatever, is like, almost Dios. You know, like, it's going to be a good harvest this year. Like, how we said, we put these people up on this huge pedestal, make golden idols out of them. Just so we can watch them. Everybody just bring them the frick down.
A cartoon about that, like, a couple weeks ago.
Did he?
Stewie, and about social media not following stars.
Yeah, I mean,
celebrities. Why do you let celebrities tell you, like, what to think and do so damn much?
They're a celebrity. Who cares? You know, like, yeah, I like and enjoy this person in a picture, but in life, they're probably a complete dick. You know, like,
or doesn't mean I agree with, like, their thought process.
Yeah, you can enjoy their art,
you know, their voice, but
yeah, or their acting performance. You know, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's so uptight about everything, and everybody gets canceled. You know, it just, you know, just realize that everybody is flawed in some way. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect.
We're human. Not perfect. We're not robots yet.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
And they will make mistakes too.
You gonna get a chip in your brain, Zach?
Oh, I'm not planning to get a chip over in my brain. I certainly wouldn't want to do it. I don't even like having a TikTok and all that. I can't get rid of it off of my phone.
It's like instant access to the World Wide Web. You know, you could have instant knowledge. Be super smart. I speak any language.
I kind of wish that Elon would have bought TikTok instead. That would have been a massive friggin' trick. I mean, Twitter is
just get a new phone.
Yeah.
Now, what I hate about myself, because I'm a hypocrite, I am like sucked into Apple. Like, I've had Apple since the beginning of my cell phone experience. So like everything I own is like digitally is through there. And I want to get rid of it so bad because they were just such a horrible company. Horrible. Because they manufacture these phones in China, and these people are working under extreme horrible conditions, slave labor. I mean, they had the people walk out. Apple is now saying they are getting ready to pull out of China because they can see it's coming out. Eventually, people will realize, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get this. This is not political. This is real world happening now. Genocide. Nazi party genocide. This is the same thing the Nazis did to the Jews. The Chinese are doing to the Uyghurs in China, rounding up Muslims, using that whole surveillance system to do it, separating kids from their parents, harvesting organs from people that they in jail because they're Uyghur Muslim. It is a genocide. It is no different than what the Nazis did.
America's number 7 on the genocide list ourselves.
Oh yeah, we got our atrocities. I mean,
we're literally on number 7.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got a history of it. We got a big history of it, and we're contributing to it now.
Well, and I guarantee you what Apple is going to do if they're going to be pulling out of China, of course, what they're going to do is that they're going to go to some other third world country like India or something like that, and they're going to do the same thing and all that.
It will be cheap labor.
Be under the guise.
But those people won't be slave labor camps. They won't be slave labor camps. They do get paid. It is a cheaper labor. It's going to be that way. I can't expect them to bring their company to America. I'm realistic. But least of anything, get the hell out of China. If you're going to go to Singapore, Vietnam, and these other countries, they'll take the work, and it's sad because you're not going to pay them crap, and they're going to have probably bad working conditions, but they are still better, the working conditions, than slave labor, forced labor in China.
And we need to stop selling our land to China.
Mm-hmm. And Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm. And Bill Gates.
It's like we have all these evil Bond villains out there. And I will say this, Elon Musk is a total Bond villain. Like Elon Musk, Carl Schwab, Bill Gates, and they're not all friends, obviously. Elon Musk is on their crap list, and they're on his. They're all fighting each other. It's like we have a bunch of Bond villains fighting each other. I'm just saying. Elon Musk is Moonraker. Trump would be like Goldfinger. Joe Biden, I don't know. He'd be the gimp in the background for some other villain. Like he's lost his way. Carl Schwab is totally like the guy with the cat. $1 million.
Pelosi be.
Oh yeah. Mark Zuckerberg would be like, I don't know, an android. I don't know, but I mean, like these guys are like Bond villains. All these people like influencing major, powerful players in our world right now.
Zuckerberg looks like he looks like Data to me.
He does look like Data.
Yeah, it would be like if Hal hacked Data's body and it made Mark Zuckerberg.
Jeez.
I know, but it's a weird world to live in to watch all this unfold.
It's surreal.
And it's sad that we have all these powerful people that rule our lives. They really do. Influence us. They make decisions we have no part of. For the world.
And they shouldn't be able to. We're born on this earth to live and, do what we do. Why? Because a bunch of people are a-holes and they have money and power. Do they get to say what my life is going to be like? Like, screw you and your money-hungry people. Go to an island somewhere and kick rocks barefoot.
And I will say, I am totally happy with Elon Musk buying Twitter and doing what he's doing. It's totally awesome. I'm just saying, I don't put my faith in anybody.
No.
I don't. And people will disappoint you. Just be ready. I'm just saying. He's doing a good thing. He's just not perfect.
And people do a lot of things for themselves. It might look like it's for you. It might start out with the intent to help you, but people get bought and people flip-flop for their own best interest, for their own families, for their own protection.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care who you're voting for in 2024. They all suck. I guarantee. I don't know who's going to run in 2024. I can make you one guarantee, 100% right on. They're all going to suck, though. They're all going to suck.
It's got to be the lesser of the evils and go towards country security and bringing us back to where we were, bringing law and order back.
I'm not going to get into
reinstating.
I'm all. Where I stand on it. And I feel people make your own goddamn choice. I don't care. You figure it out. Yeah. I can't tell you. You're not going to. That's why I don't get into politics. And I'm not going to convince anybody of anything. You go figure it out on your own. Right, Zach?
But take off the rose-colored glasses because you can't see red flags through them.
Yeah, no, I agree with you fully on that, Jason. And you know what? I'll be 35 over in 2024, so maybe I might consider running for president. I won't get that far, but you know what? At least I can try.
Hey, if Kanye West thinks he can, why not you? I mean,
exactly.
we're literally trying to. When somebody like is, I mean, I know he wasn't really seriously considered, but I mean, like it's. I hear every time I hear somebody say Kanye West wasn't for president, I cringe because I just think of idiocracy. I'm like, we've gotten this point. The only people who can win now have to be some kind of major blowhard celebrity, you know, or a corpse that we roll up there just because there's some other blowhard everybody's afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at the point where I just, well, who cares? I honestly never wanted to have kids. I am so proud and happy now that God blessed me with kids. I'd be so depressed now, but I always thought back in the day, I knew this world was going to turn to complete nuts, chaos, crap. We were building to this. And I just wanted to sit back, smoke a joint, and watch the world burn. Not give a crap. You know what I'm saying? My selfish felt that way. But what can I do to change a damn thing? I really, it's total apathy. My Generation X, 90s grunge apathy, like teen spirit. That's how I felt. And then I had kids, and now I have to care, and I'm really angry, and I got a Festivus pull put down here. I just want people to just stop falling for everything. Just start waking up. Because it's totally, they live, there's so much manipulation going on.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. And kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
They found evidence of...
I got that and Dave, or Hal from 2001. I don't know how that happened.
Possible giants.
What?
They found proof of possible giants.
See, I see those kind of headlines all the time, and I go, I believe that there was probably giants, and there's definitely evidence, but so many of the articles I see are just clickbait, or it's crap. I don't know. I'm such a skeptic asshole sometimes about it. I think there is a lot of evidence. I just think half the time there's none in these. They're presented usually.
I mean, the bones and stuff are pretty trippy.
I've seen that stuff. I mean, I don't know. Do you believe there was giants, Zach?
I do believe that there were giants and all that. It's just like, how do you explain it? Really, were they a different species of human beings, or were they Nephilim, or were they, whatever and all that? I mean, among Neanderthal and all that. I mean, amongst little people, I'm considered a giant because I'm 5'6", so I would be a little person with giganticism. So yeah, I guess giants are real.
I definitely think there's plenty of evidence to show that there were larger humanoid beings on this planet. I mean, at some point.
But not like Jack and the Beanstalk.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I so much. I mean, this is the thing. Yeah, we have dinosaur records and fossils of those. That's just what was fossilized. There's so much that's turned to dust on this planet that we'll never know that was here. Look at life
like
after
how
people.
A dinosaur foot could completely smash us. Like a human foot like that would just like smash us like a bug. Like a snail?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the giants that you really talk about were that big. Like, not Jack the Beanstalk, no. But
just like really tall, like tall people.
Yeah, maybe 6 fingers, 6 toes, like the giant of Kandahar or whatever, that story that's gone around the internet for so long. I don't know.
Rob likes some tall girls. Those real tall girls.
Got those thick, long legs.
I still like the green ones from Captain Kirk.
Yes, Orion girls are the best. Oh my God, yes.
Wow.
Hey, we got humans that are, 7 foot, almost 8 feet tall, so why couldn't there be bigger, whatever?
Yeah, and then, look at Sasquatch, I mean, all those stories.
Yeah.
And,
it's like
they could be an ancestor. I don't know. Yeah. That's all I can say is I don't know. Well, Zach, anything else, man? I kind of talked over you. I'm sorry.
No, that's great, man. I'm really glad to have joined this conversation and all that. Now, I'm also really glad that this is going to be the last daylight savings time because even though Arizona doesn't do it, it puts all of my
I'm in Indiana.
shows.
We do.
That's for yours. Yeah, so it's like it puts them all.
But they did it the wrong way. I don't know. They did it the wrong way. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm glad it's ending because I've always been against it. I've always hated it. I hate time changes. Like, why you got to mess with me, man? Screw up my sleep. Little that I get.
I always like being on the Pacific Standard Time and all that, just because all of my shows come on a little earlier, and which means I can be able to join in. Because I unfortunately have a work schedule that has me going in at 4:30 in the morning. So, so it's especially on Wednesday with Jamie and Rob's show, because that's just one show where I can be able to just go nuts and just start making jokes about whatever.
Usually, if I'm up for it, it's just a little while for it when I'm in bed, and I throw it up on the YouTube when my wife's asleep and kids are asleep, and I'm just getting into bed as it starts, and I'm just like, all right, how long am I gonna last? And some shows I'm into it, and I'm like, damn it, I gotta go to sleep. Shit. There I'm cousin, break my own rule. Oh my god. All right, Zach, I'm gonna let you go. I got somebody else on the line. You have a great night.
All right, Pete.
All right, man.
Have a great night, y'all.
Later.
Later.
All right. I think you're on one of my lines. Who do we got?
Yeah, Drake Dragon.
Oh, Drake. Yes.
Yes, I'm on the line. I'm on
line.
Skype,
You're
so
on.
I actually technically have video if you feed that, but
No. I can't feed the video, sadly. It's only StreamYard.
Yeah, I know.
I used to be able to do it when we had
Yeah.
Jeff would help me out with that. Miss you, Jeff.
Well, if I was local, I'd give you a handle. I'd give you a hand with tech support. I do all types of tech, so
I might hit you up for that, just for advice someday.
yeah. If I'm in the area, actually, I don't know if you're actually in the East Coast time, because I've actually been up by Indiana area a few times.
Yeah, I'm in the weird Indiana area where we're not on East Coast. We're on Central.
Wow. Oh, so you're far west.
Yeah, I'm like an hour from Chicago.
Okay, yeah, my friend's by Ohio side, car country, so
Yeah.
I visit there quite a bit. I actually travel over to around Tennessee for work, and then I drive up to his place and hang out for like a week or so. So,
So what do you want to talk about tonight? What are you calling it?
well, first off, I was looking into the. Actually, I was at a few Paracons in Arizona recently, and one group was called the Wrath Chasers, and I'm actually kind of a little bit out of the paranormal circuit. I used to be heavily into it back in '08.
Yeah.
You actually had someone on the show named Brandon, and next time he's on the show, I need
Elvis?
to know. Yeah, I got to call in because he's a friend of mine. He's actually in my area.
Yeah, it was not long ago. It was.
I know. I actually
a few months
forgot
ago.
to chime in. Yeah, it was a few months back, and I meant to chime in because he'd recognize me. Yeah, him and I were partnered up a few times while we were over here.
And Mustafa was his name. That was his friend.
Yeah.
Partner in the crime, basically. Yeah.
It's a little different from what I remembered because it was back in like 08, 09 when there was a Santa Paula Glen Tavern investigations. So he was running that for a while.
Yeah, I read his book too, and I felt his growing pains as a paranormal investigator because some of the stuff he talks about he went through with other groups. I'm like, yeah, I remember that. Just like things people would do, and you're like.
Well, I was with Pasadena Paranormal, and we learned one reason why you don't invite a client directly to your house. You always meet up at a coffee place first.
Oh no!
This one guy said he had to go into the desert, and it was like UFOs was chasing him down and stuff like that. So we actually have the video of it somewhere in our archives back in the Pasadena Paranormal days. Yeah, we were out at Pasadena Paranormal, and we're one of the first team to investigate. I believe was the Pasadena Playhouse back in 09. Yeah, it's featured in a few books, but I'm trying to remember which book it was in.
It sounds familiar. I've read it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my real name might have actually came up somewhere. I don't know where, but I used to be everywhere in the paranormal circuit back prior to 2012.
Have you watched? Because I was going to bring it up tonight because I've had several people email me about this show, 28 Days Haunted. I think is the name of it.
No, but it sounds familiar. 28 Days Haunted.
Well, it's based off the Warrens' like 28 days cycle of a haunting.
Interesting.
So it's. What do you want to call it, Jamie Rob? It's like documentary kind of whatever. They put 3 different teams in 3 different haunted locations. They're stuck there for 28 days.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like a vacation to me.
I haven't watched a lot of paranormal shows in a long time, and so many people email me about this. I decided to check it out, and my kids are into it after we went ghost hunting with Rob at St. Augustine. They wanted to watch it.
Oh.
So
I may have crossed paths with you, Rob, a few times in St. Augustine. There's a few teams that are down there.
Can't miss Rob.
Yeah.
There's a pirate over there.
Oh yeah. That's why I said Rob seems familiar. I just don't remember because
Yeah.
I've been through so many team circuits.
It's so sad too. When we were there, they were like, "Oh, we can take you here and here. You had a whole night." I'm like, "Not with a 11-year-old and a 6-year-old. I don't." They're like, "I gotta go to bed. We're doing one thing and then going to bed." You know, I was like, "Oh, I want to go." My wife's like, "You can go. We'll go back." I'm like, "I'm not doing that to her." You know, I don't want to leave my wife in a hotel room by herself with the kids. It was a nice hotel. I definitely wouldn't have done it at the murder hotel room we got by my fault.
Really?
But it was a nice hotel room and all. I just didn't want to leave her alone for the night, and I knew we had to get up early and drive. So I'm like,
28 days sounds pretty cool of a show idea.
It is. I love it. I've always said they should do a show like this that spends time in a location, and it's kind of what I thought. Brandon's trying to do something similar, maybe like that. Last when he was on the show, kind of talked about him and Mustafa have something coming. I haven't kept up to see what they got going on, if they posted anything recently, but I've for some other people come up with this idea before.
Yeah, because you get
a location. Because
whenever they film a location, from what I hear, at least from some of the series, they're there for at least 2 to 3 weeks, even though the show looks like it's only actually one night long.
Yeah, and at least this actually shows them, and they're in there. I'm guessing there's not supposed to be a film crew from them, and trying to understand. I'm only halfway through the season. Doesn't appear like there's a crew outside. There's people there monitoring them. Obviously, they can call upon when they decide to start filming. But I don't know if there's a film crew inside. It doesn't appear to be. I can't tell. It's like, are they just using security cam footage? Rob, have you watched it?
I'm gonna look at the cast, see if anyone I know.
No, Jamie, have you seen?
See if there's anyone I know on here. A lot.
Say they're going to try to get Fetterman to run. Oh no, we'll get to that.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I didn't mean to click that. I meant to click question.
Actually, one person that keeps getting offered to do shows, but he can't do it is, I think, the guy from Factor Fate, Paranormal Files.
I like that show.
As a matter of fact, he's actually still around. He actually lives really close to me.
Really? I actually liked that show a lot. I really like that.
If you want to get him on, I have his contact.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Bill Murphy.
Bill Murphy. Oh yeah, he was one. Yeah. I think I have him on Facebook, but.
Well, I'll tell you what, I actually have to go by his place to go work on some projects with him soon.
Mention Paranormal Soup, Jason Bland.
I will, and I'll drop it into him because maybe.
Yeah, I really liked that show a lot. I was so sad when it was done because they did some cool stuff.
Oh, they did some really cool stuff. He told me some of the seasons that they've had. It was pretty cool that I liked.
I mean, my wife and me would sometimes gripe about some of the links they would go to, but we know it's not that. You don't have to like they would just do some stupid stuff and it's like, okay, that's not what it is. But just to show that this couldn't be it. This that explained something away. But I liked how they experimented and did stuff and kept their minds open to things. It was cool. There's so much viral stuff out there. I wish I could have time to go check out and test. We'll get back to that comment if you could save that one.
Fly to the Moon spaceship. That's Starship from Elon Musk's project. Starship.
Yeah, SpaceX. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where he's getting the money he's really making now. Is everybody wanted him for Starlink and the satellites he's going to put up.
Okay, Starlink is an interesting problem that I don't like and I do like.
You're right.
But I'm going to tell you a little bit of something back in high school. I actually was getting into the internet when I was really young and we were on dial-up. So I was telling people and I was playing with like laser and said, we're going to be using lasers to send data back and forth. And this is back in 96.
Yeah.
So I was doing science project with these little transmitters. And it's funny as it sounds that he's actually using laser alignment on his satellites for communication. So my huge background in the tech industry is actually Cisco and CCNA communications. So I do know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Which is comical. As his designs. But he's one of the many few guys that I don't know if I ever cross paths, but I do run into interesting people that will shoot for the star. And I've always said that if you shoot for the star, you'll be up there somewhere and you might end up in the stars.
I wonder if he is going to, he kind of reminds me, I'm a big fan of the Carl Sagan book, Contact.
Oh, yeah.
The big billionaire in there that ends up sending, the main character up into space eventually. You want to go for a ride. They did that in the movie. I love that part. That's great. I like, is he going to end up sending himself up into space? Is he going to join the people eventually. We're gonna see an old Elon Musk getting aboard the Mars ship. You know, like is that his final exit? Like,
That would be
guys,
yeah, Mars would be interesting because that's kind of what I would love to go to Mars, but it would be a 6-month road trip to get there.
As far as not only that, it's probably the last road trip you'll ever take.
Yeah, unless we can develop FTL or faster than light travel.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a little tricky to do because you kind of have to go a little bit. You might end up back in time somewhere, but there's always said there was. The joke about the lady named Bright, right? Mm-mm. She came back the previous night.
Oh, jeez. Well, no, I'm a big proponent of us looking into things like FTL, something that can warp drive, baby. We need to look at things that are not going to be rocket fuel to get us there. Well,
there's an interesting theory because we already know theory of relativity, and it's pretty impressive that it works in our everyday life. Everything from radar systems to GPS actually utilizes your theory of relativity in order to triangulate your location, believe it or not. This thing called the Doppler shift actually exists because of theory of relativity. Yeah. The problem is that it takes an enormous amount of energy to get to speed of light, and it's literally infinite.
Somehow the aliens are doing it.
Well, the trick is that we can get 99% of it. That's the Large Hadron Collider, and it was actually pretty impressive as some of the energy particles that they are mapping out. I actually got to see some of the mapping and math behind it.
Well, they have Shiva the Destroyers, or just.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow one of those particles might be going the speed of light, past the speed of light, because there is theory of the Shekloff radiation. That's the nuclear reactor you see with the glue blow, that when it's actually a reaction. That's what you would perceive in our world as a sonic boom, but sonic boom is sound, not light. So we actually see the blue shift of the light. So in theory, there are particles that we cannot actually find, but they do exist.
They could make it being faster than the speed of light, breaking the law.
So therefore, if there's a way to somehow get something up there, or at least close enough to it, time could actually be different, and we could probably get to Mars much faster. I mean, heck,
a day is drive. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah.
Even just warp one. Warp one.
That's the factor between space time that a lot of people mistaken, is that space and time are actually they're actually interrelated. They're directly connected to each other. Yeah. And if you start thinking that nothing really exists as the world's smallest particle, but just energy, pure energy, your math is so different, and now you're open to a new world of, wait a minute, I'm not looking for the smallest particle. This particle exists here is the same over here, really. It's the same thing. There's no particle. It's energy now. And that's the part that I've actually came to appreciate with quantum mechanics and quantum field theories. So,
Jamie, were you pointing down to a comment? Which one? Oh, okay.
Jamie's on there.
Okay.
I was poking Rob's head.
Oh, poking Rob's head. I thought you were trying to get me to pay attention to something. I'm like, what am I missing something? No, I honestly, I mean, I don't know. I feel we have. There's a lot. I don't know. I'm not saying I believe in the whole Solar Warden secret space program totally, but I feel like we do have something that can do it already. I feel like there's some black budget sector that has something that could already solve this problem.
Well, that's where interesting experiments with energy comes in. I do have a question for Rob since he's on. That lamp that he has behind him, is that a dragon back there?
Yes,
it's a Rob question.
Yep.
Yeah, I can tell because I can spot a dragon a mile away.
I don't even see it.
It's in the back corner. That's a dragon sculpture lamp. I actually can spot tons of those things miles away.
Yep.
On the top left, yeah.
Wow, and he's like a little screen until I put him up here. Still don't see it.
So top left.
Still don't see it.
Oh, from my angle. Unless you have mirror mode on it here.
Yeah. I see something, but I can't make it out. I can't believe you made that out.
He's got a skull up there.
I see a skull.
It's right next to it. Yeah, it's a dragon lamp. I don't know if he has a little acid light to it. Well,
wait.
Yeah.
I have a whole dragon's lair back there.
There is a YouTube that actually showed all my videos way back when I was fooling around with those little miniature portable DVRs. One of them was made by a company called Lawmate. Hint, hint, they're the ones that wear by police officer body cams. But when we were doing a lot of investigations back in 2008 to get a video documentary, I would actually have a body cam on me all the time. So I get everything with a video backup. So
that's nice.
I was testing it out and as a little YouTube clip, but this is before video formats were standard. They were like I had to convert high, low, left, and right just to get it to in order to make a video. Yeah.
This video file does not, like, oh, fuck you. Well, that costs. That's
My
how I am.
favorite-
Get me into video editing. I'm going to make me cuss because oh my God, especially back in the day.
Oh yeah, we got Adobe Premiere here at work. I've used some open source software now. I might get back into making video editing. I'd like to start up a team and just start going back investigating again these years. So
I miss it. I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
Especially pretty much after COVID killed it for us and the people I had on the couple people I investigated with, like Judy and that. I don't want to like.
And surprisingly, post-COVID has put my day job more into myself back into heavy use because I do so many other things. It's just crazy that I was able to manage so many things. It's impressive. But yeah, Pasadena Paranormal was one of the known groups here in SoCal for a long time.
Yeah, well, check out 28 Days Haunted. Let me know what you think. I've had other people email me, have you seen it? Is it real? That's the question I get. Like, I know some of those investigators.
My list.
I've seen some of those investigators. I have some of them on Facebook. I mean, they're real people. I know that. Doesn't mean it's not fake, but I don't think it is. I don't trust producers. I don't think the people.
Most of them, except for the grandson.
Yeah, I mean, it's got one of the relatives of the Warrens runs it. Is like behind there watching all their videos, and he talks with another investigator about what's going on as they peer into what they're doing. I don't trust production. I don't trust Netflix totally. I'm a little wary of these. They're going to invest money. They want to make sure they get some kind of result. It's nothing against investigators in these shows. I think they can be fooled and not know. It's
stuff I've heard from directors too, because I was actually on a few sizzle reels in some places, and the directors always want to push for evidence or something exciting. Even one of them even interviewed me for it. So what's with all the dragon get-up? It's like, you got a backstory? I says, yeah, there's a huge backstory to all this stuff too as well. So
they like to
actually
for paranormal shows, to be honest.
Yeah.
They've not liked me yet for any of them. So. Because they're probably like, yeah, this guy will probably be a problem.
I'm not exactly sure
because I wouldn't be drama. I'm a pretty chill guy.
That's the thing. Being chill is kind of they want to see the drama and excitement.
Right. Yeah, that's just not me. Obviously, I'd be like, oh, he's boring.
It's like when you say, what's that quote? Back off, I'm a scientist.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
Where you have those weird little gadgets. Yeah, I used to build a lot of stuff during my time doing paranormal stuff. Yes, unfortunately, a lot of stuff was stolen.
There's Rob. I see it now. I still don't know how you saw that, Drake. I don't know how you saw that back there. This is a blurry image to me. I guess it's my low quality.
I can recognize things that look like Durgs or Durgies. I call them the cute ones. Yes, I do have a store that sells my merch too. So.
If you watch the show, there's one particular episode, or it actually carries on to a couple, where they try to get this medium, these two guys in the medium, they're at one of the locations, try to get the medium to do mirror scrying, and she's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You're inviting things in when you do that, and they were like, this investigation's just not going anywhere now. I'm like, because she won't mirror scry.
Kind of reminds me of the old Queen Mary days back in 2008 when Darkness Dave was running it and we would show up. Oh, there were teams that would do something like that and try to invite things. And I've had stuff follow me back home a few times.
But they were just like throwing this fit, nothing's going to happen. This investigation's over. She's not going to mirror scry. I'm like, literally, why don't you do it? Why don't you sit your butt in front of the mirror and you mirror scry and you invite those demons in? Why don't you do it? Why you can make her do it? She's the medium. It's her responsibility to do it. I'm like, no, it's not. Anybody can sit down there and mirror scry. You don't have to be a medium. And you go ahead and take your shot at it. I was like, you guys are looking like pretty jerks on this show. I'm nothing against them personally, but that's the way these shows, they have to build up the drama. And it's like, okay, maybe they told them to do that, and it's upset that she's not mirror scrying. We need some drama.
And it's very difficult to get drama out of just certain things, whether it's personal drama with teammates. Taps ran through this a few times with some of their team members, and it's drama that sometimes has to be at least something going on with the show. So it's hard to film and hard to say where they end up with it half the time. And
I always was annoyed when Taps would get into the drama stuff. Like They didn't a lot early on. They stayed away from it, but as the show went on, they'd get into some of that with some, and it might have been real and it's personal people's stuff happening in the show and all that. But I don't care.
Yeah, Taps is interesting because the original series they had enough. From what I understand, they shot a lot of extra reels. It's kind of like what you said with the 28 days. They shot a month's worth, so it would be like almost an entire year for what appears to be a 5-episode or something. So they're and they're only maybe 30% of what they shot of different sites is actually put to use. I used to be TFM too. I don't know if I still am Taps Family. So I used to go to some of the private get-togethers and we look at more in-depth places.
Yeah,
so
I like the early years of Taps. I really enjoyed that show as I just later on I'm just like,
yeah, I haven't really caught up to them.
By a debunk that they had done. I grew up across the street from the Moss Beach distillery in Moss Beach where they have the Blue Lady, and it's legit haunted. Your kid, and they have the cliffside where the woman is, this and that. Well, they decided to market off of that and planted little things in there that I knew, this is not right. So they went in, found everything from the poofs of air coming out of the bathroom to the bar lights that, would swing.
Yeah,
I was so glad they put that out.
That was a great episode.
They totally killed the vibe of that place.
But later on, when I lost it with the show,
not vibes,
they were in
taps, but
they were in a place. I'm trying to remember where it was. I think it was another place in California or somewhere where guys like building the place, rebuilding it to make it a haunted attraction. And you hear this voice on camera, on all audio, saying, "I like the guy in the hat."
And few places that I know in California, Queen Mary is the big popular one that was bought out by some other one. I'm trying to remember the one you have. It's I know what you're talking about. It's like close to Bakersfield. We used to go up there all the time, actually, if I remember. It was like, because it's been a while, actually. There are a few other places around here.
I don't know if you ever saw the episode where he goes, I like the guy in the hat. Everybody hears it. They hear it with their ears. It's not an EVP. And they look, they say, oh, we could not find a speaker, so this is definitely paranormal. If there's a will, there's a way. And there's a motive, there's definitely a motive. This guy's trying to get their name out there. And I just felt like they really couldn't still call that paranormal. I don't know. I felt like there's some shenanigans going on, And then again, like I said, I don't trust TV production because they will do anything for a buck. They will fake anything for a buck, and unbeknownst to the people on the show, the investigators. Queen Mary is a good example of one that they busted. Remember, they're on the Queen Mary, and somebody messed with one of their cameras and tried to make it look like the bed got pulled.
They caught it on the DVR. I remember seeing that one. There was a spot behind it. I got to go. I think it's B15 is the room. If I remember, there's actually a second entranceway in the side during construction. You can actually sneak over.
They found that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through there. We checked it out ourselves too.
Yeah.
So
and it's like, who did it? Who knows? Who messed with it? I would have to think it would have to be somebody that worked on Queen Mary. I hate to say it, but that's the only suspect. It was definitely not Taps because they're the ones who busted it out and said no. Or was it somebody on the production crew? I don't know. That's the thing. That's why I like Taps because they would debunk these things, and say, yeah, this is definitely somebody trying to pull wool over our eyes. So I always love those episodes because I can't stand people that are trying to fake stuff, And I nowadays with everything, I like I said, my motto is trust no one.
One show I haven't seen resurface too much is Destination Truth. Has anyone ever caught up with Joshua Gates? He's also in our area too for his production.
I used to watch that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure they don't. I think he's on something else or does something else now.
I think he's on Travel Channel last time I've heard, but I don't know if he's still in LA area here because his office was up in Burbank area too. So if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was not a bad show. I didn't mind it. It was good. It was back in the day when I used to watch the shows. Now, like I said, I haven't really watched any of those shows until recently, until I watched the 28 Days Haunted, and I'm still up in the air about it. There's a lot of Demons Be Gone stuff going on in one of the investigations, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're asking for trouble. I mean, this one guy, he thinks this might be being demonically influenced, and then he goes and puts on a god helmet.
A god helmet?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's just put some electromagnetic energy into your brain and demons be gone, right? I don't know. Seems like a bad time. I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. It's TV. It's TV. I'm waiting to see some more like evidence, like these people catch. I haven't seen. I want to see evidence. That's what I'm hoping they get. But like I said, I'm only halfway through the show, so I'm hoping they get maybe some evidence. I don't know. I'm sure other people watching now have seen or finished it by now. Don't ruin it for me, but eventually we'll finish watching it, and because the kids want to. I just want to see the paranormal evidence. That's what I used to love about Taps is when they did get something, it usually was really good, and you could trust it. Like
I would
felt
actually
like I could
take the DVR recording, tear it apart, and I would bring it up to and that's why I actually got into the paranormal group. Is like, is this really happening? I need to really go into it and do it myself and start recording evidence and see what we can capture every time we went out. So.
Yeah. Well, I hope some of these shows don't fake stuff. I don't know. There's no way of knowing. But it's just, when there's motive, then there's will, it can happen. And there's motive, trust me. When there's money on the line for a show and production, they got to make sure it's interesting. And they'll use the drama and stuff like that to help keep it interesting. But it's when the evidence happens, sometimes I'm like, is that evidence? Or was that just we weren't getting anything? So, hey, you, guy gets the coffee. We need you to go over here and go, get out. Something stupid, just keep it. We gotta need something, like they will do that. I would not put it past Hollywood production to do something stupid like that.
Wireless transmitter on one pocket with a little transmitter, a little relay board on the other side that makes things move when you click it. I know how to do all that.
They did have
stuff.
one of the early episodes. It makes me wonder: do I trust this? Is there the crew that was like giving crap to the medium for not mirror scrying? They go and they're doing like a little like Q&A in this thing with the ghost and doing an EVP session. They come out and all the cabinet doors have been opened and the security camera is there and you see all the cabinet doors open. Okay, and I've seen that. I've seen that as real things happen to people. I believe that's possible. So, but was this real?
And I'll have to dig it up. Maybe I'll throw it on one or the other site. We have captured back in the time being PPRS. There was a building in Carson. It was pretty cool because we tapped into his camera system because he had his own system already set up for the shop. So we tapped in and you see these glasses rolling on the table and gets lifted up in the air and moving. I got to find that video clip, but this is way back in the time. Yeah, this is what got me into it because when I studied taps, I'm like, are they faking it or not? And from what I've seen, and they even did live feed when they were at Sci-Fi back in the day. But of course, Sci-Fi needs again excitement, so they bring WWF stars, which really have no interest in paranormal.
I know, I hated that. That's when they started doing that. I was like, I'm out of here. Seriously, I was because I just can't.
And we try to do our own thing. We actually used to have live feeds on Fascinated Paranormal back in the day. We actually had a site where you could actually watch it live while we were actually recording everything too.
Well, we got to go to commercial break. All right. Probably do a little bit longer of the show. Thank you so much, Drake, for calling in.
All right, no problem.
Don't forget to mention us to Bill Murphy.
I will definitely tell him that you got to get him on the show.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
He's got lots to talk about.
All right, man. Well, have a happy holiday if I don't talk to you again before then.
All right.
Bye. All right, guys, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll stay on a little bit longer. We're going to do a commercial break and then maybe another half-hour show. We'll see. We'll see how we go. But, yes, commercial break time. We'll be back. I will open up the phone lines when we come back. Wait to call in until we come back from commercial break because I put it on Do Not Disturb in between the commercial breaks. There's technical reasons for that. But just hold on if you want to call in. When we come back, call in the show. Phone number scrolling across the screen. Maybe Jim and Rob will share it in the chat room. Call in. Join the conversation. Talk about whatever. Probably got about a half hour of voice left. I can already feel the the crap in my stupid sinus is leaking in I lose my voice by the time I get to the end of the night. So I don't want to lose my voice tonight. But we'll see how long we can keep going when we come back from the short commercial break.
Energize. Give me a board.
Into the combined effects of sensory deprivation and hallucinatory drugs. The subject of the experiment is himself, and the experiment is out of control. Ken Russell's Altered States, a film that must not be missed, is in the West End now. Altered States, Certificate X.
Do you
wish for more paranormal and spiritual content, the Paranormal Chronicles magazine is a free digital magazine crammed with the very best in paranormal and spiritual articles and features. No sign-up, no subscription, just free reading and knowledge for you. Read today at www.paranormalchronicles.com/magazine.
Oh, come on. I'm Southern, but... nope.
That'll do. Hello. I am Kat Hobson, host of Paranormal Experience here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. I enjoy having guests from all areas of the paranormal, from ghosts to ufology to cryptids and beyond. You'll find some of the best researchers in their fields bringing you some great information. Join me on Wednesday nights from 8 to 10 p. Eastern here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Paranation Magazine is a new paranormal magazine based out of Denver, Colorado. Our goal isn't just to give you the best paranormal content out there, but to promote paranormal unity. We're doing this by giving everyone an opportunity to tell their stories and to share their experiences. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Paranation Magazine and soon, paranationmag.com.
I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is the extraordinary travels of a young, alone, and broke psychic in the highly anticipated new book from internationally renowned psychic, medium, medical intuitive, and best-selling author Sherry Dillard. Critics have described I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like as an engrossing memoir, an empowering story of how a broken girl came to accept her psychic gift, a refreshing and fun read. I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is available through Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, and wherever books are sold.
Edgar Allan Poe wrote Spirits of the Dead with a pen dipped in warm blood. You will see the ultimate in terror with this important all-star cast. Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda in Edgar Allan Poe's Spirits of the Dead. Only Poe's demented genius could bring to the screen such horror and evil. Spirits of the Dead stars Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda. Directed by three masters of the cinema, Federico Fellini, Louis Malle, and Roger Vadim. Spirits of the Dead is an adventure in terror beyond your wildest nightmares. Spirits of the Dead in color is rated R.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
You're listening to the Paranormal Soup, bringing you the weird every Sunday night. Call into the show and join the discussion. The call-in lines are 219-230-4444. or 260-225-9419, or by Skype caller ID Jblandoo or Jblandparanormalsoup. And now to your host, Jason Bland.
Tonight is open lines night, and yes, I'm starting to lose my voice. As I said, we're only going to probably go about another half hour. Let's take a couple more phone calls. Want to join the conversation? Talk about whatever you want. You know, whatever suits you to talk about. I like the weird, the strange, and the unusual. Of course, that's more what I want to talk about. I know the world's crazy. There's a lot to talk about. The world is strange, weird, and unusual lately. I feel like I am watching some kind of like dark comedy horror going on in the news half the time. With the stuff that's just unbelievable to me lately. I see, but that's the world we live in. Do you think 2023 is going to be any different? I don't. Not at all. I think it's just going to get more weird and strange and unusual. It seems like. Strange days indeed. Mama Number told me to be days like these, but here we are. That's it. So call in, join the conversation. But let's go ahead and get right back into it. For some reason, my sideline number is not picking up calls again on my other phone. It's not on disturb, so why is it not? So I saw somebody tried calling me here. I'm going to try calling them back. Let's see. Who do we got? Who do we got on the line?
8, 6.
Nope, no, we don't.
0,
I think
9.
they were trying to call me back at the same time I was trying to call them. Oh, dang it. All right, I'm waiting for the call. See, because I tried calling them. Yeah, phone lines. I don't have a sophisticated system. All right, let me get this here. All right, let me try calling them. Let me see. Try it one more time. This is dialing, ringing. See? Nope, it's just going to automated voicemail. I don't know why it's not picking up on my other line thing. Let me check. Sideline. It's weird. I'm like missing the app. Well, 1140 was the last four numbers. Whoever you are, try calling it again. I'll try to catch it. Try to keep my eye on it. I don't know why it doesn't want to pick up. Might have missed it. What do I got going on in the chat room, too? I haven't checked in with the chat room. Oh, let's see. What Special Power has to say. And now we're talking about which coffee makers people are using. Okay. Well,
here's the question from earlier.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was looking at something. Go ahead, pull it back up. Oh, thank you. Jason, what do you think about the Fly Around the Moon mission? I think the spaceship is coming back this week. Are we getting anything out of going to the moon and back, or just a big waste of money? No, I am all for us going back to the moon. Way before us going to Mars. We need to get our butts back on the moon. You know, why did we quit? I want to know what's on the moon. You know, because there's been a lot of speculation about that for a long, long time. And, you know, I don't trust what China's rover has given us up there. Okay, I know who this is. This one's picking up. This is a different phone number, I think, though. All right, we got Adrian on the line.
Yes, you do. I figured since everyone else was failing calling in, I got lucky.
They're trying. I don't know why it's not picking up on my one sideline number. Which number did you call in on?
The second try, the 260 worked.
225-9419. That's my Google Voice one. I have a one that's called Sideline, and that's the 4444 one.
That went directly to your voicemail.
I don't know why it's doing that. I must have to re-sign back into it. Oh, well. All right. Well, if anybody knows after Adrian gets off, we'll take another phone call, maybe 260-225-9419. That worked for her. So she's on now. If you try calling now, you won't get in. So thank you for calling in, Adrian.
Yeah, I thought I'd talk a little about this, that, and the other thing.
Sure.
The first thing, things I see, I guess it was tonight. Well, it's morning now. Maybe it was around midnight. Now, I know there's a lot of satellites up there, and I'm pretty familiar with what satellites look like. So I was letting my dog out, and the sky is beautiful, clear, and it's cold. And there was a really slow-moving object probably, well, you know how big Jupiter would be when you see it, about 3 times the size of Jupiter, bright white, cruising real slow, and there's also a yellow light off to the side of it.
Yeah.
And it was going slow. It was not an airplane. There was no blinking lights.
I was going to say, it wasn't
anybody
blinking?
recognize? No. No blinks. And with the new satellites out there, I don't know what I was looking at, but I waved thinking maybe it's a UFO. It was
You wave at
unfamiliar
it,
to
some
me.
people,
I've never seen...
My wife's like, don't wave at it. Might come for you.
Oh, I waved to him. I waved to him all the time.
My wife would slap me in the back of the head
yes.
if I was waving at the UFO. It's like, no.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't know what's out there. So that's outdoor flying objects. Now, I wanted to mention something that's really crazy about indoor flying objects. I have a group when we get together in Zoom, you know, a small handful of us girls, and one of the girls in particular always has orbs and things flying around her when we're on Zoom, and you can see them. We all go, ooh, did you see that one? Well, the last Zoom call we had a handful of days ago, there was orbs. They're kind of pink color, peachy pink. But this one flew in between her and the camera eye, and it almost looked like, I swear to God, a fairy with wings. It fluttered so close and so fast. I mean, it obliterated about a third of the
And she
camera
can't
house.
see any insects flying around or anything like that, right? I mean, it's just...
Oh, there's no insects, but she can
She's
see
indoors.
it on her. I don't know if she said. Oh, yeah. No, these are not insects at all. And it was really crazy. I've never seen one that big. And she has fairies all over the place there, I guess. Some kind of beings. But I've never seen anything that really looked like it had wings that flew by. Almost like a dragonfly type flutter.
I think that the orb phenomenon is really interesting. There are things I've seen that it's like, yeah, that's not a bug. That's something. That's something going on we don't understand. And I've seen a lot of things like the rod phenomenon. I think can be explained with just the way cameras capture things at high, with depending on distance and speed. It doesn't even have to be super fast. It's just the distance of the way the camera captures it can make it look extended and long when it's not, and change and morph the shape of an object flying by, depending on where it's at from the optical lens. So I don't know. You know, I've like I said, I've seen some really interesting stuff. I go back to my friend Barry Taff. He did what was it, San Pedro? I can't remember the name of the case. Jackie Hernandez. They did this. It was the late 80s or 90s. They did this whole kind of documentary film in there. I don't know if it's film. I don't know. But they did a lot of video evidence in there, and you would see white things flying in and out of her head. And that, no way is it bugs. No way is it camera. It's something there the camera's picking up that's not right. That's not typical.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And the other thing I've seen around here the past couple of months, it's bizarre. It's what would you call it? A sapphire blue. Now, they started off as like a little light beam. You know, those sparks you see flying around.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it started getting bigger, you know, like a week later, be about the size of a dime and the size of a nickel.
Wow.
And, like sapphire blue.
Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen that. I see these things a lot.
And then I was outside on the grass. I was picking up some kindling. And on the grass, about 6 to 8 feet right in front of me, it's about as big as a large dinner plate. And it was sapphire blue with a blue nucleus in it. And I went, holy cow. I was waiting for a vortex to open up, so if I ever go missing,
it gets really big. You might get
sapphire
abducted.
blue vortex. It's cool looking, yeah. And the other thing I just got into, now normally I'm an information reader, but I sent you a picture of the cover of my stepson's book he just wrote. He's a creepypasta writer. And it's a really good book. I opened it up, started reading it. He sent me one for free. It's called The Rake versus Dogman and Other Stories. And it's pretty risque, starting out in the first few pages, language and topic-wise. And I went, ooh, but it's good. Dang, he paints a picture. I've only read a few novels in my life,
Is it fictional
non-informational books.
Is it a fictional book?
It's fictional.
Yeah.
It's fictional, but I wrote him back and I said, I've seen a dogman or some kind of shape-shifting critter that was probably put there by Native Americans. I said, these things are real. I said, if you really want some real basis for, to base one of your stories off of, I said, give me a call, because I've seen some really wild stuff. But yeah, and I didn't know much about what the rake was, so I see it looks like a really creepy thing, almost like the things you see on the wild game cameras. Yeah, but the story's good.
Well, I think the rake is supposed to be the skeleton thing. It looks like it's a dogman fighting like some kind of skeleton creature thing.
Yeah. So I'm not too far into it. I just I had the flu last week too.
Everybody and their mother's sick.
I went to somebody's house over Thanksgiving, some good friends, and they shared everything they had, including the flu. Their son had it, and I guess he had the type A influenza, so I'm assuming that's what I had.
We've had the chest congestion, and that's it, and sore throat crap. That's it. Like everybody else has had like fevers and the whole deal, or stomach issues. We just had that, but last night, I had to make hot tea for Dean because he totally lost his voice. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, this drained my energy more than anything. I had a minor sore throat, and I had the chest congestion where I was coughing from the toes up. I think I sprained my back muscles, stomach muscles, and even my fat. You can sprain your own fat. That's how bad it was. I'm recovered now, thank goodness.
Yeah, I think it's just everybody. It's just all the stuff that's been on our immunity, basically, from wearing masks for so long, and then being a little more isolated. Now everybody's backing about and back to normal. Now this stuff's just hitting everybody a little hard this year.
Yeah, it's real hard to get any decent sunlight for what they're doing from the skies, and I'm very suspicious about what they're spewing out up there.
I've been suspicious of that since the 90s.
Are you talking about the skywriters up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it like
videos.
mad out here in Vegas. We've been comparing pictures, and within 2 days, both my sister and I have been blowing like blood out.
Oh, I woke up with blood just coming out of my nose. Oh, yeah, I woke up when I first started. I woke up in the morning with blood all over my face from my nose.
And they've been way more aggressive with it the past 6 weeks, more aggressive than ever.
That's been going on since the 90s. I remember seeing it. And
I've been following this forever.
I remember calling the Man Cow show in the late 90s or early 2000s about it and talking with Man Cow about it. And he was like, it's weather manipulation. I'm like, it's something. I don't know. I don't, still to this day, all these years later, I don't know what it's all about. But it definitely seems unusual.
No, we're going to die. God! Oh, God!
Well, I survived. I've refused to give up or give in. Just keep your immune system boosted, and if you can rest and you have the time,
getting sick
keep your body rested.
This last couple of weeks, right before we ever knew about COVID, you can ask my wife. I started drinking orange juice and taking vitamins, I felt like I needed to, and then COVID hit. I'm like, oh, okay. And for 2 years there, I was solidly every day taking a good dose of my vitamins. And then I got COVID. I'm like, and I barely got sick. I'm like, And then I kind of got me off my routine of the vitamins. And when I got sick just recently, I'm like, I'm back on the vitamin routine. And I started feeling better once I started taking the vitamins. It's just damn sinus drainage.
Yeah. I hear the D3 or something like that with the lack of sunlight this time of year.
Yeah, I've been taking that.
Probably. People
mushroom coffee and
all right, that's about wraps it up for me.
Well,
so
if I don't talk to you, maybe next Sunday I might talk to you next Sunday or not. But if I don't, have a happy holiday.
Hey, you too. Bye, everybody.
All right, bye, Adrian. And Adrian emailed me, which you can, and the email is paranormalsoup, the letter J, and my last name Bland, BLAND @gmail.com. So that's paranormalsoup, jbland@gmail.com. Feel free to email me with your stories, insights, whatever. So if you want to get a hold of me, Facebook Messenger, if you have me on Facebook, might not be the best place. I don't go to it a lot. If you want to get a hold of me, Paranormal Soup, jbland@gmail.com. That's a good place to reach me. Don't forget, too, we're on Patreon. shameless plug here before we go. Patreon, you can donate to the show $2 a month, $5 a month, or just one-time donation. Anything there will help pay the bills for the show. It does help big time. And then also, there's also YouTube Super Chat. You can always donate on YouTube Super Chat if they still have it. I don't know. They might have banned it. I don't know. Those are the ways to donate. If you want to help out the show, feel free. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it up because I can feel it, like that burning in my throat when I start getting this time of night as I talk. It's like, ugh, my coffee's cold. Anything else you guys wanted to add before we go? Interesting stories.
I saw one that popped up right before the show, and I lost it.
No, well, that don't help me.
It was in my notifications, and I don't see it now.
I don't know.
Back to that question that somebody asked. What about the going to the moon thing? We didn't, they announced it as going to the moon. We're not going to the moon. We're just going to fly around the moon.
Yeah, we need to be landing on the moon and really checking stuff out. That's what.
Why can't we?
Yeah, we should. We did it.
I mean, we did it
right?
with
we
an
think we
erector
did, right?
set and soup cans with a string tied to them.
I've so always been up in the air about I believe we went to the moon, but I get the arguments people make saying we didn't. I get it and I just want to, I guess, hope that we went to the moon.
I know, yeah, that's the way I am. I'm like, I hope we did, but I'm not 100% sure that we did.
That's, and I always find it interesting, the Interstellar movie, when they're like, Matthew McConaughey, all right, was trying to argue with the teachers who are like, we didn't go to the moon, it was faked. They're living in a society that's accepted all these things were faked, and we can't trust anything anymore. And he's like, yes, we did go to the moon. That's, what are you talking about? He's arguing with him. He's like the last sane man or something like that. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. I doubt we'd ever, if we didn't, I doubt that truth will ever get out. I would think a foreign country, though, would have exposed it if it was true. Yeah, those Americans are liars. It's Russia would have been.
Yeah. Have they been to the moon, though? Has anybody been to the moon?
I mean, I do think, there's a lot of stuff that's been staged for many, many, many decades in the media and that, and it's possible. Yeah. I will definitely give it to the people. I'm not on I don't believe the flat earth crap. I'm sorry, I don't. And if you're one of my listeners that does, okay. This is how I stand. I don't believe in that. I will give credit to people that believe that we didn't land on the moon. I can definitely see their argument. I definitely see their argument.
If we did it 50 years ago, why the hell can't we do it now? We got the biggest rocket known to man, but yet it still can't land on the moon.
I gotta figure out why. She's saying it goes to voicemail. Why? Let me check on the app. Let me see.
Did we not punch our ticket yet? Are we not allowed to land back on the moon?
Maybe if I log back in. I'm trying to check out this phone number.
That I lay awake at night thinking about.
Sound like Liam Neeson. I will find you.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
We need Liam Neeson to just solve all these problems.
Yep. Flat Earth. The Earth's not flat. If it was, cats would have pushed everything off the edge by now.
They have a survey. They're not letting me have people calling because I had to finish a survey.
Oh, the old survey.
I just told you I don't have a business. Jesus. All right. It should work. It should be work. I don't know why it's not. Let me try calling this number back on this line. I'm going to try calling this one number that called in. Tablet call number, yes. I'm going to just try, see if this works on this line. Let's see.
Automated.
It went to the automated service. I don't know. There's another one that called 11:35. Let me try that one. It says they're online. Let me try this one. Don't let me regret it. One last call. I feel bad. I don't know why the system's not working. Trying to call back a number. Let's see.
It's 80.
Oh, hello. Who do we got?
Adrian again.
Oh, I called you back.
The other 860 is probably Royal.
All right. Well, sorry for bothering you. I can't tell the numbers. All right.
Night.
All right.
Ariana was trying to call in too.
Yeah, that's who I was trying to get. I only see 2 numbers that called in. It was hers and one other one, and I tried calling it back, and it just will not pick up. I'll try one more time. See, this is just so we can hear the call because it goes to a voice message. Hello?
Oh.
Is it Ariana?
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Hey.
How about that?
There, and this time it worked.
Excellent. I was getting voicemail. Sorry
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
I don't know why I was doing that. Well, last call of the night. What do you want to talk about?
Okay. I started this year doing investigations, paranormal investigations, and which is really interesting. And as I've been doing them, I noticed that I've been seeing more shape-shifting creatures.
Okay.
And I was wondering if any of you guys had any advice or anything why I'm seeing them more, and they don't seem to be threatening though.
Okay.
Like
I've had a
people would
long
say.
theory I've talked about a lot on this show about when it comes to entities shape-shifting or when it comes to dogmen or anything that people are seeing in the paranormal could be something that is parasitic in a good or bad way, finding its way to manifest in front of you to get it the reaction it wants. So they could shapeshift in anything. I mean, look at the stories of the jinn. You know, they could shapeshift. I think there's something we don't understand that interacts with us in good and bad ways every day, that when it manifests, sometimes manifests on our expectations, or it tries to, it has no, like, to what we believe a solid form. It can manifest as different things.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm definitely not scared, when I see these things. And like I said, they're not threatening. And
well, what kind of things do you think they're shape-shifting into? What are you seeing? Like, what does it look like?
Well, they're mostly like, well, I say wolves or some type of, I don't know what to put it in, as a wolf or
okay.
Wendigo or something, because the first one I saw looked like a gray
alien?
A gray wolf.
Oh,
a gray wolf. But he was bigger than like a wolf. He was like taller, and the paws were bigger.
And it didn't scare you?
And no, it didn't scare me. And it looked right at me.
Maybe it's trying to get that reaction out of you, and you're just not affected.
Yeah. And then, well, yeah, I wasn't scared. And then the second time I saw a black dog, and it was just sitting on the side of the road, and it looked at me too, and I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
And the last one I saw was about the same thing, except, like I said, it was big, it was translucent, and I know it was like a wolf type shapeshifter. And like I said, I'm not scared. And I've seen their eyes, and I've heard stories that, if they look at you or something, they're...
Well, the reason I always had this theory is, like I said, I always point out to the Bell Witch story and the Skinwalker Ranch story, they start out with a beast in a field, is that primitive man, when these things were interacting, whatever these things are, something parasitic or something on another dimension or line that reacts to our expectations or wants something out of us like fear, is that early man out in the woods foraging, hunting, would have been scared of a wild beast, and if it wanted fear as a reaction, it would take the form of what would see early man reacting to, and that would be wild beast, scary beast, that could attack me. And maybe that's why we see Dogman or Beast or them appear as Beast, is because they're looking for that reaction. They've been interacting with us for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And some of them are more sophisticated and appear as clowns, and they know what to get us. They find the right fear or something, or black-eyed children, or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just wonder because, like I said, this is the third time I've seen something like that, and I question it.
You have to say, ask what it wants.
I don't know if it. Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet, but
maybe ask.
I'm like,
when you see them, just tell me what you want. What do you want? Maybe you get an answer. I don't know. Obviously, they're trying to get your attention for something, for some reason.
Yeah. I know that. I just wonder about it.
Well, I heard my son. I heard my son tonight talking. My wife's like, "Who are you talking to about your games? We don't care about your game." He's like explaining everything he's doing in his game. He's like, "I'm talking to the ghost tomorrow." He's like, "Yeah, I invited some ghosts home, and I'm talking to them." Like, oh boy, and he's serious.
He's got the gift, Jason. Yeah, he's got the gift. Huh?
No, him and his kids at the school I found out are playing these little games where like if this does this 50-50 chance things, like it means the ghost is answering yes or no, like, oh, you don't want to get into that, kiddo.
Just don't allow.
He's so my son.
Yeah.
So my son.
Just don't allow any Ouija boards.
No,
Jason.
I've already told him that.
Just stay away from that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. And you have a great night, great holiday if I don't talk to you, Jason, Bob, and Jamie. And I love those dragon guys. I
Still
love
know how
dragons.
You spotted the dragon. It just looks like a blurry thing in a little screen I see. You must have it like right up there. You can see. All right. Have a great night. Have a happy holiday if I don't talk to you next week.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll say before I end the show, we are going to have a holiday break. Of course, on the 25th is Christmas, and we won't have a Sunday show. And I don't know if I'll have a New Year's Day show or not, because I have some stuff going on. So we'll see. I might have a New Year's Day show or not. We might be gone for 2 weeks or one during the holidays, just to recoup. I work retail. Give me a break. There's something else I was going to cover before we go. I can't think of what it is. I can't remember now. I'll think after I get off air. That's it for the show, guys. I'm going to call it early night. Oh, yeah, I know what it is. Next week. We do have a guest next week. Psychic intuitive and intuitive counselor Robert Lindsay Maline. I don't know how you say his last name. I'm totally going to butcher it. We'll be on the show next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and on the Paranormal Radio app, Talkstream. You can find our 24/7 reruns on there. Like I said, one day here, when I get a new audio editing thing set up, I will try to post new episodes up there. It takes a lot of time to get those episodes up on that radio app. Thank you to everybody who shares out the show. Thank you to my Patreon donations. Thank you guys. You do help pay the bills of the show. Find us on Patreon. Just type in Jason Bland Paranormal Soup. You should find us right there. It should be that easy to find. The link is weird. I don't think it lets us put it in there, but I definitely know you can find me. Put in Jason Bland Paranormal Soup. You should find my Patreon there. $2 a month, $5 a month does help pay the bills. Thank you, everybody who does. Thank you again to everybody who shares the show out. Keep telling your friends about Paranormal Soup, place where the weird happens live every Sunday night. Where we talk about anything goes, usually on Open Lines Night. Open forum, we don't judge. Call in with your experiences. This is our place, our community for the weird and unusual. All right, guys, have a great night. See you next week.